What's up, Raptors fans? Welcome to the Warriors Report. The Raptors have signed another big man, and his name is Henry Ellenson. So, the Raptors have signed Henry Ellenson to a 10-day contract. The Raptors, who had previously signed Dante Hall to a 10-day contract, looks like he won't be back for another contract. So, Henry Ellenson, who has been with the Raptors 905 for a few seasons now, we saw him early in that preseason when him, Alize Johnson, and Yuta Watanabe did get a chance for that last roster spot, and the Raptors gave that last roster spot to Utah. But I do want to talk about Henry Ellenson. So Woj was the first to break this news, and I do want to get into the details of my personal opinion, and I want to show you the statistics of how well Henry Ellenson has been playing with the Raptors 905. But before I get into the details of the game, if you could please do me a favor, give this video a thumbs up. It helps reach a larger YouTube audience when you do that. And if you could hit that subscribe button as well, it really helps this channel grow. You get a lot of Raptors content on here, including latest rumors, Raptors trade scenarios, Raptors news, and other videos as well. So let's jump right into it. So Adrian Wojnarowski did drop a Woj bomb. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't a Woj bomb, but he did announce that the Raptors have signed Henry Ellenson to a 10-day contract. So for those who don't recall, Henry Ellenson was with the Raptors in the preseason for a couple games. We didn't see him for very long, but we did see him for a few minutes here and there with the Raptors in the preseason because him, Yuta Watanabe, and Alize Johnson were competing for that last roster spot. So after Yuta Watanabe did get that last roster spot, Henry Ellenson did sign a contract and he was sent to the Raptors 905. And I want to take a look at his statistics there and how he played with the Raptors 905. So having a look at this screen here, for those who aren't familiar, he's a forward center, 6'10", 240 pounds, and he had a really nice season when you look at his stats there with the Raptors 905. 21.2 points, 8.2 rebounds, 2.3 assists, and also shot the three ball really well. So 42% from the three is really nice for a big man. And as we know, the Raptors do like their big man to be able to shoot a three as it opens up the floor and the paint for guys like Pascal Siakam. So I do believe that's one of the reasons why they signed him over someone like Alize Johnson. Personally, I would have liked to bring Dante Hall back because he seemed like a really high energy, good defensive big who blocks a shot. But we don't get to see him back with the Raptors after that 10-day contract expired. And I do want to talk about Alize Johnson as well because a lot of people did want to see him with the Raptors as well. So again, if you're not familiar, 6'7", 212 pounds, but he did play the power forward position with the Raptors 905 and can play the center position, small ball lineups. But I do believe they signed him because you look at that three-point shooting, not to say he's a bad three-point shooter. He's a decent three-point shooter. 33% isn't all that bad, but Henry Ellenson is bigger, not only in size, and he also shoots the three better. But Alize Johnson did have a really nice season with the Raptors as well. You look at his stats, they're 16.6 points, 57% from the field, and you look at his rebounding, which is huge for someone his size. He really crashed the glass. 13.3 rebounds is really big for someone his size. And he also averaged 4.2 assists and 1.3 steals to go along with that. So I personally would have liked to give Alize Johnson a chance before Henry Ellenson. If you're asking me for my personal opinion, I'm not really big on Henry Ellenson. Again, those few minutes we did see him in that preseason, it wasn't really impressive. He was moving slowly. He wasn't really aggressive on defense or getting rebounds. So maybe he's made some improvements with the Raptors 905. Alize Johnson, his little few minutes we did get to see him in the preseason, I felt like he was forcing his game too much. Understandably, they're all competing for that last roster spot. We didn't get to see him very much, or Henry Ellenson. It was both a really small size sample, and I haven't seen him play with the Raptors 905. I have been keeping tabs of the scores, but as we know, stats and game style, your playing style is two totally different things. So unfortunately, we don't get to see Alize Johnson. The Raptors season, which did come to an end, as you can see on that score in the left top hand side there, that was their loss, and they're eliminated from the playoffs yesterday. So that's why I believe they wanted to give Henry Ellenson a 10-day contract to kind of just reward him for having a nice season and just kind of giving him a contract to see what he can do with the Toronto Raptors. Hopefully, we do get to see him, though we are decimated by injuries and COVID tracing. So um, I really do hope we get to give him a few minutes here and there because I don't want another 10-day contract where you don't give the guy any minutes at all. I understand with Dante Hall, he was with the Raptors 905 and they called him up, and sometimes they do just need bodies for practices. But I genuinely mean this when I say this. I really hope he gets some minutes, even though I would have liked to see the Raptors sign other players more there's guys like Dwayne Dedman out there who I really would want to see with the Raptors, but for whatever reason, I know he has attitude problems and he demanded a trade last season from the Kings, but I feel like he would fit a lot better with the Raptors. Or there's other NBA vets out there you could definitely target, but the Raptors do decide to give these guys a little bit of time with the Raptors. We'll see how they do. It's kind of like a reward to, you played well with the Raptors 905, so you can get a little bit of a chance to prove what you're made of with the Raptors. I personally do believe, and I really hope I am right here, because I don't want to sign a G Leaguer. With all due respect to Henry Ellenson and Eliza Johnson, I don't want a G Leaguer to be their big man for the season. I do need the Raptors and want the Raptors to make a bigger trade for a legit, proven NBA player that can play the center position. I really hope this is not the answer the Raptors are the Raptors have for our center position problem. But I do want to see what Henry Ellenson can do. Again, good 3-point shooter. Looks like he can score, but G League and the NBA game are two different leagues. As we've seen previously as well, there's some guys who really kill it down in the G League and don't have nearly half the impact in the NBA. It's two different leagues, and they're very fast paced. Huge difference there. NBA's big boys league, right? So, not to disrespect G League players, these are all some of the best basketball players in the world, but I do believe it's an entirely different game. We'll see how Henry Ellenson does, and if we'll get minutes at all, which is the biggest issue with me. I would have liked to see Dante Hall, who um, was up with the Raptors before the All Star game for a few games, but he didn't get any minutes, and I understand they needed some bodies just in case of injuries occurring. But I would have liked to see him back for another 10-day contract. But maybe there's other things they saw behind the scenes practices, a lot of things we don't see that they saw, and maybe they weren't impressed by him. That's why they decided to give someone else a chance as well. But before I end this video off, guys, I do want to hear your opinion on this signing. Who do you think we should have signed? If not Henry Ellenson, what do you think of this signing? If we should have signed Eliza Johnson or some another NBA proven vet instead of another G Leaguer. So please let me know in that comment section below. And thank you so much for watching. Until next time.